Bro, I'm telling you, that forearm muscle,
This thing's heavy.
this thing got some weight. So we joke about that all the time. Like, hey, if you ever get in a fight and you
This
see a
is a
motherfucker
weapon.
pull this
Yeah.
out,
That ass.
Dude, when we're
run.
live, we always talk about that. Like, this is a good weapon.
Hell yeah. Now you gotta hold it from. I mean, you gotta hold it from the grip. This is with a power.
Before I didn't have the grip, so you just had the whole.
Oh,
Yeah. Even to this day, I'll still hold it like this. Just
Yeah.
because it just feels a little bit easier for me.
it's a natural.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that does look. That does feel comfortable.
Yeah.
That shit's still heavy though.
Yeah, that got some weight, brother. I'm telling you, that's what is that, a 10 pounder? 5 pounder?
At least 2 point. It's like 5 pound. Yeah, 5 pound.
Probably like a 5 pound.
Imagine holding 5 pounds the whole time.
Just
That's a punishment.
Right? At first, you're probably cocky. You'd be like, it's 5 pounds. I can handle that.
Shit.
fuck.
After holding it for a while, you're
Remember my dad used to talk about that type of shit. He's like, back in my days, he's like, our punishment, you get a stack of books and you gotta hold that motherfucker out like this. You just hold it.
I'll take that over the belt.
Honestly, yeah. I'd rather get a workout than a belt whipping. I'm telling you, bro,
yeah.
that belt was
Some wall sits.
yeah,
Then a leather
yeah.
strap going to your behind.
Don't let them miss and hit your back, bro. That's
Bro,
the
the
worst.
worst punishment that I've ever had was when I would do some fucked up shit, she'd get rice, uncooked rice, put it on the floor. She'd be like, get on your knees, and she'll bring a rock. She was like, you gotta hold it over your head. It was like, until you learn your punishment, you cannot move. Bro, and then I remember I would get like cut up like real fucking bad, or sometimes like
rough.
it's like deep into your skin. Wow.
I have never heard of that. I've never heard of that.
I think the worst whooping I got is when my dad physically put hands on me.
Yeah.
Dead ass. I think I was in 5th grade.
Yeah.
Literally in 5th grade. And all it was low key his fault. He was late to picking me up from school.
Oh, bro.
So I'm like, okay, he's late. You know, I got some time. I'm gonna kick it. My homeboy, he stayed literally right across the street. You exit the school gate,
Right.
across the street. His house is right there.
You're right.
Literally, as soon as I cross the street, his truck pull up. And you know my dad.
Yeah, I know how he is,
Like
bro, yeah.
my dad is probably the sweetest guy, but like once he has that game face, like, it's over. With. You know it's over with for you. Yeah. Basically, him and my mom in the car. He looked back. He said, "Where were you going?" It's like across the street. He said, "And where were you supposed to be?"
I hate that sentence, bro. I hate that fucking phrase, bro.
I knew I was cooked.
Yeah.
So he turned back around, unclipped his seatbelt,
Bro.
came back. All I seen was full hands flying at me. I said, "Oh my goodness."
I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. I feel like we live the same life because I had the same shit happen to me, bro. I remember one time I was sick, bro. My dad had to pick me up from school. Brother, he was so pissed off. I was genuinely sick. Like, I was not feeling good, having a fever and shit. He's like, you ain't fucking sick. You look fine. And I'm like, I don't feel good. And the entire time, he's like having to call my mom. He's frustrated and shit. I get home. Bro, how you get grounded for having a fever?
I would say, take my temp, bro.
Like, my mom had to come home later that day, and she took my temperature, and I was actually sick. But I was still grounded. He was like...
That's some Hispanic shit, bro. I remember my mom would punish me for being sick. And I was like,
And it's like, I can't help
can't
this
do
shit.
nothing about that.
So you gonna make me take off work to come get your sick ass?
Right.
We both gonna be hurt.
Nah, bro, it's one thing. It's something crazy. The idea of like being a kid and then having a full grown adult throwing hands at you, bro. I know that feeling, bro. I know that feeling, bro.
And then having to go home and then act like everything was cool.
Like,
Everybody
bro,
just chopping it up.
That's
Yeah.
that's
Bro.
the one thing I hated, bro. Because I used to get into physical altercations with my dad.
Yeah.
Because he was an abusive alcoholic.
Right.
We would get into it like throwing hands. I'd be a kid. I would be like 13 throwing hands with a grown man.
Bro.
Yeah, bro.
And
crazy.
his punches hurt. Like mine ain't gonna do shit.
Yeah.
But that's a very early age. That's how I learned how to run fades and fucking handle those fucking hits. But dude,
If you can run a fade with a grown man, ain't no other man the same age as you.
You
gonna
can't
be.
turn
You
nothing
can't
else
feel.
down. You can't turn nothing else down.
You can't turn down the fade, bro. I'm telling you. I remember the first time my dad punched me in my chest, bro. I was 11 years old, bro. And that feeling was like I felt like my soul left my body. Like it wasn't just like like it was a full force punch, bro.
Especially if you're a skinnier kid, it's like,
Bro, I was
shit,
85 pounds.
You literally feeling all of that.
damn, dude, he's the size of one of my legs.
I would, yeah. Bro, I genuinely remember being in the 5th grade, I was 85 pounds. And then in the 6th grade, I went to 92 pounds. Because in the 5th grade, I I did wrestling in 5th grade, and that's what they weighed me at. I was like one of the lightest kids there. There was only one other
You're
kid that was
featherweight.
87. Yeah,
Extra featherweight.
extra featherweight.
What grade you
brother.
said it was?
5th grade.
5th grade. Okay.
Yeah, I was some light shit back then, bro.
But I was the complete opposite.
You was heavy set?
Bro, it was bad.
I mean, honestly, yeah. I remember even when you were younger, you a little chunky, man.
But I think my heaviest, I still remember clocking in. It was sophomore year.
Yeah.
That's when I had my reality check. I was weighed in. I got my physical. I was 5'1", 217 pounds.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was rough. So I was just like short and compacted. It was rough. I was basically the size of a little bowling ball.
He was swole, bro.
I was not.
He was swollen.
Swollen. Not swole. Swollen.
Basically, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But yeah, it was rough. That was my reality check right there.
Yeah.
I was like, bro, I probably had the worst. Those were the worst years of my life. Like middle school through all of high school. So,
All of it?
like probably like my junior, senior year,
Yeah.
probably the best years of high school,
Yep.
just because like, I got my clique. I kind of like learned myself a little bit
got
more.
your
I got that little bit
swag.
of confidence,
Yep.
But like freshman sophomore year,
You struggled.
it was a
like-
struggle. It was a struggle.
I'm telling you, I think we all had that glow up. As soon as junior year hit, like towards the middle or the end of junior year, that's when you're like, okay, I know who I am. I know who I want
Yeah.
to be. Because I did the same thing, bro. My freshman and sophomore year, chopped. Listen, if anybody find a picture of me from my freshman and sophomore year, burn that.
Send it to me.
I probably got I got a memory book somewhere.
Bro, because it is bad, brother. I mean, I had the waves. The waves was dipping, but like my
You did have
fit,
waves.
My fit was in it, bro. The outfits was in it. Like I just felt like
I think
wearing the same hoodie.
Bro, but you were dressed like a rapper though the whole time.
You did it in
junior,
2016.
junior and senior year, yeah.
I remember junior and
But
senior.
freshman and sophomore,
you were always with like the freshest.
I looked homeless freshman and sophomore.
Were you like Diamond Supply Co? type?
No,
No?
I was like hand me down from my brother and like the same light gray, no name sweater for like every day of the week type shit. Like I'd be lucky if I didn't wear the same outfit 2 times in the same week type shit. Like there was no swag, there was no aura.
That's me with my jeans.
I'm telling you, it was like that. But junior year, towards the middle of junior year, that's when I found my clique, and I was like, okay, I know my homies now. I'm being known more, and I'm like, okay, I got a fresh pair of Air Force Ones for Christmas. Like, I'm about to come back stunting. Let me put together some fakes and whatnot. I got my
Were they white or black?
man. Listen.
That told me everything I needed to know.
And I got my other ear pierced, and back then that's when these are the same earrings I've had since high school. My gold 14K crowns, bro. And senior year was different. That's when I got the Lamborghini backpack, the all white Lambo backpack. I wanted to be so different. I was like, listen, y'all got them Nike bags. They had the
Supreme bags.
the Supreme bags, and then what was that one with it was just the main flap on the top with the little belt buckle on it.
Fuck, I'm
I
blanking
can't
out. I know
remember
what you're
what
talking
it
about. I'm
was.
blanking the fuck out.
It's not the North Face? No, not North Face.
It was like I forget the brand, bro, but I just remember seeing everybody with those, and I was like, nah. I
Just
need
gave me
something
so much
different.
nostalgia. Remember the girls with the bags? With
Bro,
with just the
yes.
one strap bags.
This shit was crazy back in the days, bro. The swag was just different, and then I got that Lambo backpack. I felt like I was him, bro, because I had the Coke White Air Force Ones, the white backpack, like. And back then, nobody knew. Like I was about cars like that. I was tough in the cars, but when I brought that backpack out, everybody was like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, you know about that.
That was that real deal Holyfield, brother. And then that's when I started getting my swag up some more. The waves was really dipping. Your dad was hooking me up with them haircuts every other week, and I just felt like I was him. Like I finally got I had my first actual girlfriend my junior year. And that made me turn my whole life upside down, bro. I started hitting the gym with my dad. I started
First lady to do it to you.
bro. Yeah. Yeah, the first breakup, yeah. That first one will do it to you because the competition you had back in high school. Think about it. Like, it's one thing as an adult because your competition is like maybe the people your partner goes to work with or people they see on the streets or if they're whatever the case may be. But like in school, you're going to school with like 500 other motherfuckers.
Yeah.
They seeing the competition walking around. You better be on top of your game the entire time. Because if not, nigga, your shit getting swooped, bro.
Shit, let alone you miss a day at school.
Oh.
It's over with.
Yeah.
Your girl swooped up.
Your relationship gone.
Gone.
You go,
Out the
you go back
door.
next period. It's over with.
You come back to school. Bro, your girl was going yesterday in PE. We seen her with
The girl was chuckling after this dude.
Chasing out
Man, cuddled up with that nigga during the rally. Listen, if your
He got
girl,
PTSD.
He said it was a little too personal.
real shit, bro. Because you know how many rallies we didn't have. Because you know at Central how they had it broken down. It's like freshman, sophomore, junior, senior on the different sides. But I still remember that my class got released. I think it was after it was my crush at the time.
Yeah.
Our class got released afterwards. My class was all the way in the back. It was all the way by the office, by the main offices.
Yeah.
And then she was already at the gym, so she already got the good seats. But when I tell you, when I seen her cuddle, like not even cuddled up, I just seen her in the group with all the basketball players. I said,
Oh
That's
no!
I was stuck. After that, I was like, yeah, I'm cool. I'm just gonna go back in my little corner.
Brother.
No, but I mean, throughout high school, I had no type of game. I had no type of confidence. Anyway,
I'm right there with you, bro.
I wasn't
right there
gonna
with
shoot
you,
no
bro.
shot no type of way.
Really?
But
I'm not gonna lie to you. I had a situation in chemistry class, bro. I had a crush on this girl, bro. One of the baddest of the baddest, bro. And this was somebody like, even though all the homies was like, bro, she's so bad, but nobody wanted to go up to her or ask her or nothing like that because everybody felt like she was out of their league. And I remember in chemistry class, she gave me her number, and I'm just like, I didn't know what to do with it. Like, I froze up. She's like, oh, can I see your phone? I was like, sure. Back then, everybody had the iPhone 6s, the 5S, whatever. Brother, I had a Galaxy S3.
oh Lord,
That was the same phone
Don't
I
sleep on the
had.
Galaxies, dog.
Hey,
no, but that was
hey,
back
right.
when green messages,
Bro.
I had a Galaxy, and I
Bro.
still made it out the trenches.
Listen, it was rough back then, bro. I had that big ass, it wasn't even an OtterBox case. I forgot what brand it was, but it was a thick motherfucker, bro.
Android with an OtterBox, crazy combo.
Boy had a whole brick. I know what you're talking about because I had one.
That's a weapon.
What's a weapon?
You
That was
fling
the-
that across the class, somebody's getting knocked out, bro.
It's the only way if you drop that phone, the battery don't come out is you got a thick ass case, bro.
Oh, my battery popped out. Hold on.
Bro, it was
across the room.
bad. She asked for my phone and she put her number in it, and I'm like, oh, okay. Like, what the fuck am I supposed to do now? Like, what do I say after that? I didn't hit her up for like a whole week, a week and a half. I was just contemplating, what the fuck do I even say to her? Like, why did she put her number in my phone? Bro, the play was right there in front of me. The playbook was right there.
She gave you the play.
I didn't have to do nothing. She brought it there, and I'm still.
TJ just said, next page.
I'm like, question mark? Like,
Bro, your
said,
brain
we'll
left.
run the next play. It's all right.
brother, I was struggling. I kid you not, I was
She
struggling.
gave you the opportunity for the ISO play, and you said,
Bro, she
Called timeout right after that.
Hail Mary.
I forfeit the game, bro. I forfeit, bro. Didn't know what I was doing back
Turned
then.
over the ball. You gave somebody. Shit. She be waiting on that text.
Bro,
I'm fucking.
hey, but she came back, though. She came back, though.
She came back.
Yeah, that's all that
back.
matters.
Right. Let's go ahead. Let's run this intro. This has been a interesting conversation.
Yes.
We them broke boys from the hood. We on them missions understood. Won't catch us lacking, we that good. We always winning like we should. We flying high, we butterfly up to the sky. No way you catching us goodbye. Pray to God we make it out alive.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of The Broke Boys. I'm Marin.
I'm DJ.
What does it feed the block?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. No, you good. We're so into the conversation, I forgot to give the whole instructions, but you're good. Please introduce yourselves. I know I interrupted mid-conversation.
What's going on, y'all? It's your boy, Mr. Kameron Kendrick, a.k.a. Mr. Feed the Block.
Absolutely. Thank you for coming out here, bro.
Thank you for having me.
It's a pleasure having you, and thank you again for helping us do the whole being a part of your charity event at Raising Cane's. It was a special moment for all of us. We appreciate it. Huge shout out to Never Trusted; they were there as well. So, you know, we were talking nostalgia right now, and please, I want to know about you guys, your guys' like friendship or relationship. You know, you guys go way back. That's how it first initially started.
Right.
Shoot, back in the barbershop.
Literally it was the barber shop. Our dads knew each other. I don't know how my dad found out about your dad. I don't know how their situation was beforehand. He probably just walked into the barber shop and was just like,
Way back when. My dad's always been the type where it's like, hey, walk-in clients. Hey, he tried hair fairs, anything to try to bring in new clientele. So
Actually, I think the first time I actually ran into your dad, I got my hair cut in the 7th grade. 7th going into the 8th grade. I had long braids.
that was before the nugget.
That was before the
before the waves.
that was before the waves, brother. And my dad had scheduled me an appointment to go and get my hair cut because I was real tender-headed when I was a kid. But my mom did cornrows. If anybody know about mamas who do cornrows, they know they don't do it lightly, bro. Them little fingers, she was on my head tight. I'm talking headache.
They would do it like it's a punishment.
Yes, and like it'd be so bad I'd cry, bro. And so my dad was like, "No, we cutting your hair. Your mom not gonna keep doing this. You're not gonna keep 3 hours sitting in a chair getting your hair done." So we got it scheduled, and I'm pretty sure that was the first time I met your dad. It was 7th grade year. Chopped all my shit off, bro.
Gone.
Bald head. That was the first time my head felt wind. Like it was wild. But
If you know about that, when you first get that when you get your first fro, you get it cut off, it's the worst feeling.
It is the worst. Like it feels like
ever.
all your aura is just gone. Gone. And then after that, I think your dad and my dad ended up like becoming friends. We went on fishing trips together.
Yep.
And then his dad was like my barber for like the next 5 years after that, 4 years, 5 years, something like that.
You guys came to a couple shops.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, my dad moved a couple shops. He was there for each one.
Each one, bro. I was his most loyal customer, bro. He knew how I didn't have to go in there and tell him what I needed. He was just like, hop in the chair, same cut every single time. He get crispy every single time. That's good. That's a good bond to have with your barber, man. I miss that dude. I ain't gonna lie. I need that cut back.
Yeah, I'm about to say I've been same barber for the last 23 years, man. Never switching up.
That's right. That's right.
Never switching up. Man.
You think about cutting your hair, DJ?
I have to restart the dreads, bro. The process, it was a learning process for me and my mom together. Like I've never done dreads, but at the same time, like we made a few mistakes on the way. Little insight, and I'm gonna expose myself before anybody else do. So, not every dread is an equal size and width. So like the fronts are very skinny, but if you look at the back,
That's natural, no?
it's big.
Wait, my shit's the same way though.
Is it?
Dead ass, bro. Like literally, if you look like right here, I have one strand that's mad skinny, and then like in the front, I have one that's mad thick.
Okay.
So it's like I feel like I don't know.
So the way mine was supposed to be made, they were all supposed to be equal. But what happened was in the middle of the process, I was in a rush, and what I told her to do, I was like, "Hey, just combine 2 into 1, just so that way we can speed up the process, get it done faster." Well, the next time I went to get my hair retwisted, I was like, "Okay, let's undo it and go back to the skinny twist."
Yeah.
Well, again, I'm in a rush again. I got places to be, and during that time, it took about 4 or 5 hours to dread my hair. It took a minute, bro. And so I was like, "It's all right. Just leave the 3 in the back. You're good. Don't worry about it. We'll take care of it next time." We never took care of it, and so it locked up. And so I got. If you ever look on the back, I don't know if you can see it, but they're fat, bro. Where's it at? I can feel it. This one, you can compare the size to this one.
Oh, okay, I see it.
When it gets bad and like really unravels, you really see it. But I just wanted to expose myself just in case anybody else look at the back of my head and be like, "Hey, bro,
we caught you."
Well, not intentionally, but I mean now I have to point it out.
Yeah, hey, bro. But and that's probably the only thing. Also, like I said, me and my mom, this is our first time doing it. My mom's never done like dreads before. She didn't know how to lock. And even my own barber, my personal barber right now, he was just like giving me tips and tricks. And he was like, "Hey, bro, like go see my lock lady. Like she'll get you hooked up." But I never followed through with it. Like my mom do my hair for free, bro.
You can't beat that.
You can't beat that.
Locticians are expensive, bro.
Bro, yes. Bi-weekly, if you're going bi-weekly for a retwist, or maybe even once a month.
But I don't think it's supposed to.
I mean, you don't have to. Yeah, it's not safe. No. But for me,
bro, you're gonna go bald before your next retwist.
For me, I do it bi-weekly, but it's not like an actual twist.
Oh, so it's like you just putting it back in style.
Exactly.
I got you.
But if you're doing it like once a month, but that $100, that $150 every month, that's a rough situation. That's
especially when you throw some gratuity on it.
And then you still got to get your hair cut on top of that. But yeah, I thought about cutting my hair, but I can't go bald. I'm sorry, I can't do the waves no more, bro.
I still do. Honestly, I probably got like another year left.
Yeah,
dead ass. Because for me, honestly, it was more of like a phase. Like you said, growing up the barber son, I went through every single hairstyle to be.
Okay.
So it's like this is kind of my last one to go through right now.
So what's gonna be like the OG setup? What's gonna be the one that just really does it for you?
Probably just like a little mid taper, a little fro. Cause it's the easiest to maintain.
Yeah.
You know, pick it out real quick. Yeah. Little curl sponge, brush the sides. I'm on the way.
That is pretty real.
You gotta spray it down. You gotta oil it.
Bro.
Yeah, you guys got to take care of your guys' hair, huh?
Every day is a process.
Yeah.
What's your maintenance for your hair?
man, wake up, brush it. That's it.
That's the life.
Damn, bro.
That's the life.
That boy,
But I was always like, I only had a fade. In
Yeah.
high school, I had the whole mohawk, the long tail.
Yeah.
I had that. That was my style. But when I graduated, I shaved it all off. I went straight with just the fade.
Oh, yeah.
And then it wasn't until I think when I started my new job as a truck driver, I was just like, I'm gonna let it grow out until I leave this job, and then I'll probably just chop it off too.
yeah.
And this is the longest I've ever had it.
Best thing about being on the road, you don't really have to care about getting haircuts too often.
No.
True.
Throw a cap on, you good.
Man.
Exactly.
That's cool.
So speaking of different hairstyles and whatnot, have you ever thought about becoming a barber? Like, I mean, obviously being the barber's son.
So, fun fact, during COVID, I used to cut hair.
Type shit.
Yeah, bro.
Okay.
Things were closed down. I needed a hustle. I needed some bread.
Right.
So I'm like, what skill can I capitalize on best than the one that, I grew up with? So,
Yeah.
I asked my pops. He had me shadow him for a little bit. I was in the shop for a little bit. And then after a while, I was just kind of bringing my homeboys in, just giving them little free cuts.
Right.
And then that's when I kind of got my confidence a little bit more. I moved on, and I was doing like house cuts. I was cutting in the garage. I'm not gonna lie, I had some bad experiences. Like, don't get me wrong, I jumped off the porch a little too early.
Okay.
As far as moving away from my pops and him training, because I felt I got that confidence a little too quick.
Right.
But live and you learn, you get those experiences. It definitely made me realize that it's not something I would do as a career.
Right.
Big respect to my pops for doing it. Being in the service industry is not easy.
Oh yeah.
It's not easy.
No.
Having to, deal with clientele, having to really put them first. It's not a problem, but it's like, doing that hand in hand, 12 hours a day, 6 days a week. It's hard because, being a barber, you're a person's therapist, So it's like you have to kind of take on a lot of different problems, a lot of different issues, while still battling your own. So it's definitely, I give a lot of respect to my pops for that because it's not easy. It's not easy at all.
Big respect to a lot of barbers out there, man. Y'all really are some therapists, bro. I don't know how many times I sat down and had a conversation with your dad during a haircut, and we talking about some deep shit.
Deep shit, bro.
Some deep shit. And I leave the barbershop like, I don't know who else I could talk to like that, except my barber. You know what I'm saying? Probably my mom's, but like,
Because they don't leave the shop.
they don't leave the shop.
Yeah.
It's crazy,
Whatever
bro.
you say in that chair, stay in the chair type of thing.
Yep.
But yeah, I respect that, man.
That's a good hustle to have. I feel like learning how to cut hair is definitely a good essential to have because, I mean, basically you can cut your own hair whenever you need to.
Facts.
You would never be chopped again.
Facts.
Listen, if I knew how to cut, bro, I had a bad experience when I actually moved to Clovis. My barber got locked up, and I didn't have your dad's contact no more. And so I'm like, bro, I need a barber. I need a haircut. Like, I don't know anybody out here who's gonna cut my hair. And the thing about me is I'm not just gonna go walk into your average barbershop and just ask for a haircut. I don't trust everybody with my hair, bro.
Okay.
My roommate at the time was like, bro, I cut my own hair. I got you. This man shaves his head down to a 1. He don't style it. He don't do nothing crazy. He shaves it down to a
No
1.
fade, no taper,
No nothing.
all around.
And so I'm thinking of it like, okay, he got the equipment. I can respect that. Okay, I just need a haircut. I can't be chopped for long, right? Brother, I kid you not, he did that. And I'm sitting here thinking to
Ain't
myself,
coming out
like,
right.
Yeah.
I'm trying to give myself the benefit of the doubt, like, bro, it's not that bad. Like, don't worry about it. He do this shit all the time, brother. I looked in that mirror, bro. I damn near fucking cried, bro. My hairline wasn't the problem. It was the fact that the fade was everywhere. Like the blending wasn't there, bro. Like,
You had a fade up here, then the fade down.
yeah, bro. And I'm looking at myself like, I gotta grow this shit out. And just thought, brother, I probably didn't go nowhere in public without a hat for like about another week.
I know hats and beanies are your favorite.
Bro, even till this day. Listen, when it comes to that haircut, if you see me rocking a hat or a beanie, it's bad. It's bad right now.
Hey, these headbands be saving my life. Shit.
Hey, man, I'm telling you. But other than that, so talk about Feed the Block. Like, when did you first establish the idea of like, you know what, I want to give back to the community. Like, I want to be that person to be able to make a difference.
So it's funny. Feed the Block actually started off under a different entity. It was called Everybody Eats. My whole original concept of the whole brand was more of trying to. It wasn't even first giving back to the homeless.
Right.
It was more trying to give game.
Right.
Back during COVID, like I said, we're all locked down. We're all shut down. So it was like, I just at the time I wanted something to do, you know, and I was reading a lot. I was listening to a lot of podcasts, like I was saying. So it's like my mind was always moving. I always wanted to take the game I had and spread it. You know,
Right,
I always felt like knowledge was power, and I feel like
Right.
that's one thing that we didn't have access to. You know, moving forward, once I started going a little bit more into like the business side, trying to get like the LLC, all that other stuff, because I was trying to do clothing with it. I was trying to do a lot of stuff with it.
Right.
Learning the whole business side of it, the name was already copyrighted. I couldn't really do too much with it, so I had to change the brand.
Right.
Once I changed the brand name, that's when I kind of changed like the whole mission of it. You know, I took the game from it. I kind of realized for myself is like in the position that I'm in right now, at the age that I'm at right now, I'm 19 years old. It's
Right.
like as much as I want to spread game and knowledge, I'm still a baby myself. I still got a lot to learn. I still got a lot to experience.
Right.
So it's like, what can I do right now that can create an impact, but I can still learn and grow from it, you know?
Exactly.
So with Feed the Block, the reason I went into it in the first place, I was always real big to giving back to the homeless, you know? You know, one thing a lot of people don't know is my parents were homeless at one point, you know? Fresno Chaffee Zoo is where they stayed at for a minute, you know, until they got back on their feet, you know? So it's like, I know what it's like. Well, me personally, I don't know what it's like, but it's like, I know what it's like having loved ones in a position like that.
Right.
Right.
And I know, you know, in a position like that, you can't get out of it by yourself.
Yeah.
So it's like I knew I didn't have all the resources I could, but I had enough to help.
Yeah.
So I think for me, it's like if I was in a position to help others, you know, why not take the resources I had and utilize them? You know?
Exactly.
So it's like switching over from Everybody Eats to Feed the Block. It was like the whole transition of trying to, what can I do with this name
Right.
that can still, you know, represent my mission?
Right.
You know, feeding the homeless is one thing I was always passionate about, so that's kind of what I went into.
Yeah.
Wow.
But yeah, that's kind of what the whole thing about Feed the Block. It was, it started off with just trying to, you know, give game, give knowledge, you know, just increase the worth of other people so they can feel better about themselves. But I found out, you know, what's a better way I can do that, you know, in a deeper meeting.
So what was it like hosting your first event? Like, what was it like going out there and really hosting that drive and just being like, all right, I got to get out there and do it? Like, what did that feel like to you?
Honestly, starting off, my first drive was 2021. And it was like, it's nothing like what we're doing now.
Right.
It literally started out the back of my dad's truck. Like it was me, my mom, and my sister. We stayed up just making sandwiches. We put some
Right.
bags together and then hopped in my dad's truck and we just literally just drove around downtown Fresno and just passed out to who we could, you know?
Yeah.
Right then and there, it wasn't really a big mission of I want to feed this many people or I want
Right.
to create this big of an impact. I just want to help.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, so that's kind of what I did from that. Moving forward, after a couple of events, that's when we started getting a lot more visibility with it.
Right.
We had a lot more people that wanted to help. I didn't feel comfortable taking money because, like I said, I wasn't set up as a business. So it's like I wanted people to feel comfortable with the money that they're giving. I wanted them to know that the money that they're giving is actually creating an impact.
Exactly.
So it's like I say, you know, I won't take your money, but I'll take some food, I'll take some clothing, and then that's when I started taking donations. So moving forward, going into 2023, I started setting up my first website. I got my domain name for Feed the Block, and then that's when things kind of started going rolling again. I was taking donations for like clothes. I was taking hygiene products. We were taking food, just all type of stuff. And then from there, like I said, is getting in my dad's truck and just driving around, seeing who we can help. I think it was 2023. End of 2023 is when I took a little break. Diving into personal is like I was getting out of my first relationship, and you know, getting out of a relationship, it was hard just because of the circumstances. It was a lot of I wouldn't call it trauma because you know we all go through it. You know, it's a life thing.
It's like grief.
It's a lot of grief that I was going through. That's a perfect word. So it was a lot of regrouping I had to do in my mind. I kind of really had to figure out who my purpose was. You know, who I was here. Like, what was my purpose here on this earth?
Right,
You know,
right.
besides being in a relationship, besides doing the things I was doing, is like, what's the things that I love to do? And giving back was one of them. That was the biggest one. So going into 2024, I kind of revamped. I started pushing myself out there a little bit more, and that's when I wanted to really show my consistency. So that's when every month, boots on the ground, either it feels big or small, whatever it is, if we're passing out 10 meals or we're passing out 50 meals, we're out there showing some love, That was always the biggest goal, is just show love. But that's kind of been the biggest thing. Rolling into 2025, that's when I was like, okay, I showed my consistency. I know I can hop in the truck and pass out some food.
Right.
I try to take it to a bigger scale. You know? That's why I started collaborating with other local businesses. Shout out to Trinity Gym. When they opened, they helped me with my first like big drive. I forgot which drive it was, but they helped me set up a donation box there. And that donation box, it's my backpack drive.
Right.
We collected probably like over 150 backpacks over there.
Damn, man.
Same thing with Tower Blends. They're a acai bowl place over downtown.
Yeah.
Same thing. They helped me collect over 100 backpacks and school supplies. So it's like
crazy.
it was one of those things where showing that consistency, it really paid back to me, just because it's like in that sense of what I was gonna do next. How was I gonna get these resources? It's like it kind of just worked out. It worked out, So I definitely, the biggest takeaway from that is like consistency is key.
Yes.
No matter if you don't have like a solid plan, or your solid next step, is like as long as you're doing something,
Right.
boots on the ground, and really trying to, make something out of your purpose. It's like you're gonna make something out of nothing.
Do you feel like you fulfilled that void of searching for like what your purpose was? I mean, you said you felt like your purpose was to give back. Do you feel like you've reached that means and you're just consistent, like staying consistent with it, or do you feel like there's more that you want to do?
I feel like there's still a lot more I want to do. Like, to be completely transparent with you guys, even after our the Christmas drive, it was one of those things where it's like, okay, what am I gonna do next?
Right, right.
How am I gonna take all this momentum that I built up in this last year and make something better out of it? So it was the same thing. It was a lot of that mental stress that I put myself out of, and then same thing, the car accident right after. It it was just a lot of these last couple of weeks has been like that real mental barrier of like, what do I do?
Yeah.
But I've been praying a lot. I'm real heavy on my faith, so it was one of those things where it's like I said, I just gotta get up and do something. When you reached out to me again about the podcast, it was like again, it was like one of those things where it's like, okay, this is my opportunity to do something. It's my opportunity to make something out of nothing, because for the past couple of weeks, I've kind of just been dwelling in what I don't have, realizing that there's such a bigger blessing here. It's like, us connecting here is a bigger blessing that, is a part of my journey.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I definitely feel like there's a bigger purpose that I have for Feed the Block. I can't say that I figured it out yet, but like I said, I'm still taking it one step at a time.
Yeah.
So,
and that's a great mindset to go into, because when you don't have a clue, you don't know anything. I've been a strong believer that God is gonna test you. He's gonna put the obstacles in the way to be like, okay, you see how much you've done now. Let's take it up to the next level. How are you gonna stay faithful into your path? How are you gonna stay trusting the process?
Most definitely.
And that's how I see it, because I've gone through that before, and I know that there's like, fuck, you hit rock bottom after rock bottom. You're like, fuck, what else can come? And then you're just like, here's another thing.
Right.
It's just like it gets piled up, and then just stay strong, stay positive, and continue going and continue being consistent.
Most definitely.
Because I've learned from my own things and for everything that I've gone through, and there was a lot of times where this last year, like I was telling DJ, and I've opened up about it on my Thanksgiving special. It was the worst year that I had. I had so much going on personally. I had so much going on to deal with, and then still having to show up and give my all for the platform, give it 120%. And you saw like we had to go do these live events and do all that stuff, and I still showed up because I wasn't gonna give up on myself.
Right.
And that's respect, because like that's one thing I've been trying to do personally is like, regardless of my feelings, I gotta show up. One thing I've been real big upon these last 6 months and going into this new year was trying to build a team around Feed the Block, because I feel like you guys know personally, it's like this is an army. This takes an army to run.
It takes a lot, bro.
And right now, being a one-man army, I see how much I'm lacking. And, I try not to lean on my own self. That's why I rely on a lot of other people. That's why I'm open about relying on other people, because it's like we need each other.
Yeah.
And it's like one of those things, like you said, about just showing up. One thing that I struggle with myself is my mental health. And one of those things is like dwelling in my own mindset, feeling like I'm not good enough, feeling like, okay, I've accomplished this much. What happens if I don't go above that? You know? So it kind of puts me in this rut of like, okay, maybe you don't need to do this. Maybe you need to do something else. Maybe you need to just try something else. But then at the same time, it goes back to my consistency. It's like, I've gone this far, why give up now?
Exactly.
You know? So it's like, that's why I've been going into this new year with a lot stronger of a mindset. It's like, regardless of how I feel, you know, my purpose and my dreams are bigger than my temporary feelings right now.
Yes.
Right.
You know, going into the prep, like I was saying with bodybuilding, it's like, I've had so many restrictions in this last 2 weeks to where it's like my mental, I've learned how to navigate through not having the things that I want right here in the moment.
Yeah.
Right.
You know? So it's like, same thing. It's like, okay, I might not have this gratitude of being happy about the position that I'm at, but it's like, okay, God has given me the blessing of being able to take what I have and build it into something greater. You know, I still have the chance to wake up this morning and build something out of what I have, you know, and that's what I've really been trying to go into this new year with. It's like every day is a blessing to become better.
Exactly.
You know, so I just been really just trying to stay mindful, trying to slow down a little bit, you know, try not to do too much at once and just, you know, take one step at a time.
I get you, man. Like for me, like when you were talking about your struggles mentally, like I deal with the same thing, which is why I have been so ambitious. Like that's where my drive comes, where I get almost obsessed with trying to figure out what's the next thing.
Yeah.
Because if I feel like I'm stopping, I'm like, fuck, I'm not doing good. I don't feel good enough. I feel like I'm lacking on everything. I feel that pressure and that mental. You go into that dark space in your head where you're just like, what the fuck am I doing with my life?
Exactly.
And I know that feeling, and that's why like I'm so hungry and I'm so driven, and I have that mental discipline. And sometimes it is hard.
Yeah.
Sometimes like other people are like, dude, how the fuck do you function? And it's just because of that, because I don't want to. I have that fear of like being stuck in my head in this dark space.
Most definitely. Most
Yeah.
definitely.
And the one thing that I will say is be open about it. Talk about it.
Got to.
That helps so much. That all the stuff that you're holding in, it's, you know, I've dealt with it for years where I just held it in and just continued going. And I think opening up and finally talking about it to somebody, whether it's a therapist, whether it's family, whether it's just opening with people, and I'm open with everybody because therapy has showed me a way to be open.
Right.
Before I used to be like, you know, I would give great advice. I would talk to people, but a lot of people wouldn't know what's going on with me.
Right.
And then I would just hold that in. And then eventually, you know, you lash out or something happens, you have a crash out moment, whatever it is. So my advice to that is just be open to anybody that you trust, your loved ones, whoever it is. If you meet somebody that you know and just met, just be open, and talking about your mental health is a key to ease that pain.
And it helps a lot too if there's a mutual understanding between the person that you're, you know, explaining how you feel to be that safe place for them as well.
Most definitely.
I think it's like a guilty feeling when you do have that person to vent to. If you don't ask them like, hey, like what's going on in your life, if you don't listen to them or hear them out, then you're gonna be like, well, why am I always coming to this person with my problems? But then like they're not reciprocating it, right?
Yeah, it's not mutual.
It's not mutual at all. So it's very important to have that mutual understanding with that person. Like, hey, this is a safe place that we can speak about what's going on. Like, no judgment, no nothing. Just to really feel accepted and then understand, like, okay, like what I'm going through is not something that I have to go through alone.
Yeah.
But also speaking about it sometimes, like in your head, it'll make sense. Sometimes in your head, you'll believe your own delusions, or you'll be like, oh no, this is the way the situation is because X, Y, and Z. But then when you speak about it out, like, and you really say it out loud, then you're like, well, wait a minute, that doesn't make sense because X, Y, and Z. Sometimes you just need to say it out loud. I think that's been my biggest takeaway for the beginning of this year in general, is trying to relearn how to pour back into people who have poured into me, and just reciprocating that same respect. Because just like he said, like in the past few years that I've known him, it's been that he's always been there for us. Like, hey, what do you need? Like, what's going on with your life? We would have 2-3 hour long conversations on the phone, and we're just ranting, talking about certain things. But and I'll admit it, there are certain times where I was going through something for a minute, and I'm not asking him, checking with him, like, hey, how are you doing? Like, I'm going through my situation, but how's your mental state being held with? And And I think that it's important because it helps strengthen the bond. It creates a good trust bond for that. But also, it helps out so much more. It helps out so much more. So if you do have somebody that you can speak with in terms of your mental health, or even if you just need to experiment, maybe this is the conversation that needed to be had to try and take that step forward. And that goes for anybody listening. That goes for me personally, because I just had a phone call to talk with somebody yesterday about some pretty heavy stuff, and I'm starting the same cycle all back over again, trying to pour back into the same cup that people pour back into me. So.
And that's what's important. What a lot of people don't realize is that, especially as men, we need that outlet.
Oh man,
Yes.
You know,
yes.
it's like we need that therapy, and it's like what a lot of people don't get is that when they hear therapy, they think of that misconception. It's like I need to go to that doctor, I need to be diagnosed with something.
Right.
No, we just need a common ear that really understands us, that can hear us, and that can reciprocate that love back into us. You know?
Absolutely.
Exactly.
And I feel like that's one thing, like you were saying, is like one of my biggest goals is to pour back into the cups that pour into me. Because like I feel guilty as hell knowing, like, being straight up is like there's a lot of my close friendships like over time that I get so caught up in my own life that I forget to pour back into them.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It's like, okay, you got life, you got school, you got the nonprofit, you got whatever, and it's like I see my people supporting me, I see them love me, I see them showing me this love, but it's like, okay, why am I not taking that time, taking a step back from everything I'm doing
And giving back.
and giving back?
Yeah.
It's like, okay, I can show appreciation for the love that they're giving me,
Right.
but why am I not showing that same love back?
Right.
You know,
It's so hard to create that initiative, bro. And I'm the exact same way. I know exactly how you're feeling, bro. Because like I said, that's exactly what I was feeling
Yeah,
with him.
and I think now, just being as adults, it's hard for us to manage our time.
Yeah.
So even like scheduling it, that's one
Yeah.
thing that I've learned is there's friends that I've known from high school, people that I've known for years, and they're like, bro, like let's hang out, and I'm just like, I'm booked and busy, but let's pick a day, and then I put it down on my calendar, and then whether it's, hey, let's meet up, let's grab something to drink, or hey, let's meet up, let's grab some bite to eat.
Right.
Yeah.
Just like that way, like, okay, I have it scheduled. I don't have to nothing worried about. And then even if it's just once a month or once every 3 months, whatever it is, that is enough to show anybody like, hey, I'm still here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am still here. I'm so sorry that I'm so busy, but I'm still making time for you.
Right. Right. Absolutely. I think my biggest struggle with that is the fact that like we got so many friend groups, bro, and it's hard to be able to be everywhere. Like
That's true.
we tend to, as a busy person, you tend to prioritize whatever makes the most sense to you. Whatever is most important to you, obviously, you're going to make time for. But it doesn't mean that the people that you're friends with or you're close with aren't worth that time. It's just, hey, sometimes things get overwhelming. And then you don't even have time for yourself sometimes.
Yeah.
I think even just a quick message, just letting people know, just being like, hey, listen, I've been busy with X, Y, and Z, but just I want to do something. Let's figure something out for like next month or next 2 months. Go somewhere, let's do something. Just so that way they know, like, okay, this person thought of me. I'm not just on the back burner. I'm not just, I think that helps. Just a simple message like that really goes a long way. I've had to have like long conversations after not talking to people for like damn near a year and just being like, bro, I never forgot about you. It was just the fact of like me getting so caught up in my situations and then having to catch back up and realize like, damn, I should have been there for you. That is one of the worst feelings I've had. So I feel like as long as you can reach out to that person and just check in with them every now and then. You know what I'm saying? It helps a lot.
A phone call doesn't take long.
Yeah.
I'm always one text away. I always tell everybody that. You text me, it might take forever to reply, but I'm gonna reply to you.
Yeah. And if there's no ill intent, like if it didn't, like if things didn't end in a bad way, that might even just help reset things back where they left off at. I got homies I ain't talked to in about a year, and they know it's all love. You know what I'm saying? My boy Carlos, matter of fact, when he pulled up to the Art Hop event, I hadn't texted him in a minute. Like since I left that solar company out there in Fowler, I didn't physically see him since I worked there.
Right.
And him pulling up to that event was just like crazy because I was like, damn, bro, he showed up. Like I didn't ask him to, I didn't invite, like he just showed up because he's seen the potential that we had. He's seen what we were doing, and he just wanted to be there to support. And even that guy, like he's been there for me. He was the person to actually get me back into the gym after all these years. And I mean, that's one of the people that I've had the longest, deepest conversations with. and I just owe it to him. That man has been an inspiration to me in terms of like different types of practices of different passions, like making beats, producing, getting into the gym, taking care of your mental health, like taking care of those around you.
That's a good person to have around.
It's a great person to have around, but bro, I kid you not, like, and I regret it. I never I didn't reach out to him after I left the solar company, trying to figure out what I was gonna do next. I was unemployed for 7 months after that, and I'm just trying to figure things out. But it's no excuse because I was still doing the podcast. I was still hanging out with the homies. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to make time for those who make time for you. And yeah, that's just my own personal experience from it. But other than that, to get off the topic of this, what is your next event that you feel like is going to really make a difference in the community? Like every event, you make a difference, obviously, but like, I guess my question is there any other platforms in the community that you would like to collaborate with in your next upcoming like project?
As far as specific organizations, I'm still planning.
Okay.
Just because I don't have an exactly what the next event will be. Like I said, right now, going into this new year, I'm trying to figure out if I'm gonna try to elevate from what I've done, if I'm gonna, reset back into my foundation. That's kind of what I've been doing this last couple of weeks. Is kind of getting back to my foundation. What's my mission? What's my purpose? Who I am? What I'm doing. But as far as other organizations, I really just want to retouch with the organizations that we already have that are doing similar things.
Right.
One thing this past year, one thing I've really been big on is that, collaboration is key.
Yes.
And one thing that I've noticed doing a lot of events last year is that a lot of people are doing the same things.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it's like it's a positive, but it's like instead of us helping out a whole bunch of different small groups, why not come together as a collaborative and help out a bigger niche,
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
So that's kind of what my goal is right now. Like with the Mission Center, with Poverello House, stuff like them, is like the people who I want to get connected with, because those are organizations that I look up to currently. They're doing a lot of things that I want to do. Of course, with a lot of more manpower than I have.
Right.
So it's like it gives me something to look forward to.
Right.
And I feel like connecting with them, it'll kind of give me a lot better of a mindset of how to play these next events too.
Right.
But yeah, everything is still up in the air right now, just because I'm still planning. Still trying to get myself,
Yeah.
still trying to get myself together. One thing I've really done this year is slow down a little bit as far as trying to jump into events. This last year during August, I had my backpack drive, and it literally landed the same week that I started school.
Ooh.
So it was bad as far as, trying to plan, trying to organize, trying to gather, and then having school the day right after. It was rough. It was rough. So it was kind of the same thing this semester. So I was like, let me get a little bit settled with school. Let me get my,
Get set up.
get my priorities. I got to get my ducks in a row, and then I'll go on to that. But right now, I was saying even if I can't collaborate with any bigger organizations, start back small, do what I know, even if I got to hop back in the back of the truck, go around and serve the community again, I'm gonna stick to what I know, So of course I want to try to do bigger. I want to try to do better. Of course with Feed the Block itself, I want to try to come out with some merchandise, just so to kind of spread the word, try to put the word out there of who we are.
Right.
I want to try to go to more events, try to do more pop-ups to try to spread the word of who we are. I want to show my face a little bit more,
Right.
Even if it's bigger, smaller scenes, if I'm helping out smaller events or bigger events, I just want to be out there,
I think Fresno needed more people like you in terms of giving back. I mean, you'll see it every now and then from other organizations, and it's obviously you're not the first person to do it, but the way you're doing it, I think you're going the right direction. And by all means, we're always happy to help you. That's something that
hit us up for anything that you need. Anything that, whether it's if you need sponsors, we got Never Trusted.
Yeah.
Whether you need more manpower, you got all of us. You saw all the people that we were able to bring.
Well, and that's what was such a blessing. Like I thank you guys every time I see you guys. It's like even behind the camera, it's like you don't know. Like when I talk about my mindset going behind planning events, it's like even with the winter drive, so much going on behind the scenes outside of the nonprofit. Is like when you have to continue to show up, and it's like, okay, doing it by yourself is like, how do I do this?
Yeah.
And then from the grace of God, I got that text from you, and then that transpired, and all of us
coming
you know,
together,
coming
making
together and
something
putting that
happen.
event together. So it's like
Yeah.
it's things like that to where like I'm very, very grateful for having you guys and really having other people that are really like-minded that are here to help. You know, a lot of people are just kind of here just to put the name out there. It is really just to kind of show face. I've had people who came up to events just to put their logo on it and not really do anything else. You know, so it's like it's been a lot of hit and miss as far as, you know, connecting with people and really having solid people to really work with. But
Right.
I think, you know, recently I've been having a lot of good luck, which I'm thankful for. You know,
You've reached the right community, I'll tell you that much, because
Most
the
definitely,
people that we network with, we do the same thing. We're here for genuine intentions. Our main goal was to give back to Fresno, to represent Fresno as a community. That's why we've collaborated with so many people. I mean, that's the reason why our platform is blowing up as much as it has, is because we're not afraid to take faces from different aspects of life here in Fresno, different cultures, and bring them on the podcast and be like, listen, we want to hear your story. Like, who are you? What do you do? Why do you do it? But it brings us a little bit closer every single time because we all share the same mission, is to give back.
most definitely.
How can you blow up in a place like Fresno and not give back? Like we're all trying to make it. There's so much talent out here. There's so much love out here.
So much.
There's so much that needs to be covered, that just needs to be shown. Like the average everyday person doesn't really know much about a lot of different things. Like even the music industry out here.
Yeah.
That was a big one, was like artists feeling like, oh, I don't have a platform to really put my music out there. Like TikTok and social media is cool.
Yeah.
But being known in your hometown where you can go somewhere and people are like, the same locals are coming to see you and you bring in more of a crowd every time you perform, that's a huge feeling.
That's real love.
I think being able to start a fan base at your own home is bigger than anything, because you can go all around the world and have a fan base, but when you come back home and it's not the same feeling, it makes you feel like, what did I do it for?
Exactly.
So I think it's important to make sure that we give back to the community and show love to those that are trying to make it out here, because it is hard. It is very hard. And like I said, we're just happy to be a part of your team, because it's something that...
It's a huge blessing, especially like I told DJ. I was like, it's a huge blessing. Like even you allowing us to have the opportunity, it means so much to me. And again, we're willing to execute anything that you need, whether it's us pushing, us helping you with promo, whatever it is.
Hey, it's likewise. Hey, you know, we're here together. You know?
Absolutely.
It's a team building at the end of the day.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's why I'm grateful. It's like I feel like one misconception that we really have about our city is like, you know, it's always hate. It's always you know what's good about Fresno, but it's like when you really connect. Like I say, you really got to find the real like-minded individuals that are really here for the same mission. It's like you'll see there's a lot of great talent, there's a lot of great influence, there's a lot of great love in the city. You know, you just got to go find it.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, I'm grateful. I'm grateful to be here.
Absolutely. Grateful to have you here, bro.
Thank you. Man.
So, and I think my final question is, if there was anything you could tell to anybody who's trying to do the same thing as you, who's trying to give back to the community, what would be a word of thought for them? What would you say?
I'll just say start. You know, a lot of people do a lot of planning, but they don't really do any applying. So I think that's what really slows down the process. That's what kind of discourages a lot of people, is because they do so much planning and then life gets in the way, and it's like, okay, what happens next? So it's like I feel like when you have that fire on you, when you have that thought, when you have that idea, apply it. Do it right away. You know, even if it's small, just do it, because you never know what that can transpire into later on in the road. You know, like I said, it went from me passing out from the back of my truck to, you know, thankfully being sponsored by Raising Cane's to, you know, sponsor an event. It's like, it's things like that where you don't know what they can grow into. It's like you'll never know unless you do it. You know, so that's why I'll always just say, don't be afraid to start. You know, people are gonna talk about you. People are gonna envy you. People are not gonna like what they're doing or like what you're doing, because at the end of the day, they're not doing it. You know, a lot of people are gonna hate about the things that they wish they could do.
Right.
You know? So it's like I take it as more motivation to kind of just put more fuel in the fire and just keep doing what I'm doing. And you know, at the end of the day, if I fail, I mean, it's only just another lesson to keep moving forward. So
Absolutely.
yeah, just keep going. That's all I say.
Absolutely. Thank you for those. And Wonderful words, man. I appreciate your time, man.
Thank you for having me.
I wish we could have you longer. There's so much conversation that we had.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
so much.
Hey, hopefully it won't be the last.
That
No,
intro
no,
was fire.
absolutely.
I ain't gonna lie, that intro was pretty fire. We had some good conversations, bro. But yeah, I feel like we can definitely do another podcast episode with you whenever you're ready.
Yeah.
Especially, and again, we're down to help you with any future events that you have. So just let us know
We'll
whenever you're
definitely
ready.
come back together.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Well, good luck on your competition, on your
Thank you,
battle.
brother. Yeah, thank you, guys.
Dude, I know that takes a lot. That's a lot of discipline. My fat ass could not handle that. Like, I will handle the weight, but I will not do the body shape.
Trust me, every night I've been having my different cravings.
You better than
Take a
me.
strong mind. But
You are better than me. When my body craves McDonald's cookies, that cookie tote is getting bought. I'm sorry.
see,
I
me it's
need
been
that.
Uncle Harry's bagel spot,
Oh man, don't even get me started. I
cowboy
love it.
brisket, extra onions.
Stop.
Stop.
Oh my god.
Well, go ahead and please plug in all your social media outlets for them to find you.
Yeah, you can find me at Feed the Block, or if you want to check out our website for all upcoming events, or if you just want to donate, www.feedtheblock.org. You can contact us at contact@feedtheblock.org, or just like I said, follow us on all platforms at Feed the Block. I appreciate you. Yeah.
Thank you for being out here. We love you guys. Much love. Peace.
Aye. Que sera, things we gotta move beyond. Traumas in the air, preview of a broken son. Been a product of addiction and abandonment. Sisters going missing, now I ain't understanding it. Pops watching over me, trying to get a hold of me. Gotta be a man, swear there ain't no consoling me.